welcome to this Tales from Texas Redbeard recap show. I wanted to share with you some of my personal stories from our trip out to Texas this last week, and it was such a good time getting to meet all the Texas group of meddlers out there, and then all of you from out of town. It was a good time. Now, we're going to be doing a Fomorians only recap show Saturday, so I'm not going to divulge every little thing that I experienced out there. We're going to save that for Miss A, and Lee and I are going to tell you some of our personal experiences on Sunday before the interview section on the Mandatory Metal and Sunday Metal and Mayhem Sunday show. Anyways, I'm still flying off the adrenaline from last week. I want to start off by saying thank you, Francisco, for doing this. That was awesome. You know, I know everyone said that to you a million times, but I'm going to say it to you one more time. Francisco jamming out all badass, dude. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have had such a good time. So you just putting on this event made this community even stronger, better, and bigger. All of you guys in Texas were awesome. Before I even got there, Francisco, Revik, Frazier, yes, even Frazier, and he'd been in the hospital a couple days, reached out and checked with myself, Miss A, Lee, and all the travelers that were coming in from out of town to see and make sure that we were having safe travels on our way to Houston for this amazing Tuaba Unfest Part 2. So let's see where the story starts for me. It was my birthday, the Wednesday night before I flew out on Thursday. So Redbeard raged a bit on my birthday, and I went to the airport very early in the morning and, started off in that sort of state of mind before I headed to Texas. So partying all the way into Texas. I had a nice flight out to Texas. That was amazing. And again, before I'm even landing, as we're at the airport, I'm receiving messages from Francisco and Revik saying, making sure we've landed safely and already getting the ball rolling as far as plans are going to be doing with you tonight. And again, shout out Frazier. Frazier, you, man, had a really good time hanging out with you. Frazier was very cool and very eager to hang out, let's say. So we flew in. I've never been to Houston before. I'll say this right now. I live in a pretty big city. I live in the Bay Area. My city's pretty big, but, there's separation of city to city. Houston is the biggest city I've ever been to, probably. I've been to Los Angeles, obviously. I don't know where that ranks, but I mean, you can be in the middle of Houston and not leave Houston for, it feels like 2 hours in any direction. You're still going to be in Houston. The people of Houston were amazing. You Texas people, you were very nice, welcoming, especially to this Californian. That was really cool. So Francisco had texted us a few dinner places that we could probably check out if we had time. So thank you, Francisco. We ended up on Thursday night going to Truth Barbecue there in Houston. Shout out Reed and Dante. We got to meet those guys there, gave us a private tour. So Truth Barbecue, that was amazing. We got to eat some authentic Texas barbecue, had a Lone Star beer with that shit. Frazier came out and joined us. Matt Nevermore came and met us there from the airport, and that was a lot of fun, right? So Thursday night, we got it started pretty good. Meantime, we're doing all that, and Revik is texting me, and he's starting to get the ball rolling for a plan of attack for Friday of some stuff we're going to go do. Now, none of us knew what to expect or what we were going to do, but when I tell you, you are going to be very surprised and quite happy with how it all went, I think. I know we were, and I can't wait to go back and get it. So we make it back to the hotel Thursday night, and again, shout out Tone Joker. Tone Joker was super cool to meet him, to meet all you guys in person. Riding around in the car with Tone is one hell of an experience, I'd tell you that. Tone, I believe you can drive in any country in a certain situation. Anyways, Tone, you're amazing. Thanks for driving us all around. And thank you, Warhammer, for driving us all around, too, while we're saying this, for the people in our groups that were driving. So anyways, we get back to the hotel. Tone Joker takes us over to the bar next door. That was a lot of fun. They had some cool games in there, but Miss A and I, and Matt Nevermore, and Tone, and was it Melanie? I can't even remember who was with us. Frazier was with us. That's right, Melody coming next year. And we all got to hang out there for a couple hours and enjoy some beverage. That was a lot of fun. Shout out, Christian's Tailgate. to the Best Western there on the, was at the Katy Freeway. After that, we all went off to bed or whatever, and the next morning, we got to meet Revit. Now, Revit showed up to our hotel, fucking lightning coming out of that man's feet. That guy does not fucking rest. He is an energetic, as energetic as he comes off in those videos. He is that energetic person. He makes you want to get up and do shit. Being around Revit was a lot of fucking fun. Revit, you were a cool dude. And not only you're a cool dude, you're an excellent tour guide. Revit took it upon himself to tour us all around Houston all day and even into the night on Friday. I'm going to save some of the stories for the Fomorian recap we're going to do this Sunday. However, I will tell you some of the fun stuff we did. So he met us at the hotel. It was very cool to meet that beautiful motherfucker in person. I'll tell you that right now. It was very cool to meet him and see him in person. For those of you who've never got to meet him, it is a fucking treat. And so Fraser and Revit and I hop in Revit's car, and I think Miss A, Lee, Melanie, Tone, Paul. We carpooled over to the Empire Cafe, one of Revit's haunts. It was cool of him to take us there. Just huge. Okay, you think cafe, you think small. This place is not small. Even the indoor dining area is rather large, and the outdoor dining area is huge. The food was excellent. Shout out Empire Cafe. I had a little pizza, whatever, but it was gourmet as fuck. Everyone else had all kinds of great food. We had a nice little lunch. We started having a few little drinks, you know. You boy here had a couple of, early lunch mimosas to get the day going. We're on vacation. Why not, right? And it was cool riding with Revit because he was able to give us history on the area we were in. So having been to the Empire Cafe meant that we'd been in the area of, I believe he said, if I remember correctly, the First Sound Exchange. So that was really cool to kind of get even a backstory on it. You know, there was like a cool guitar store we went by that, them and some, they were talking about Billy Gibbons, shopping there and stuff. So that was really cool. So good. We all had a great lunch. Miss A, Matt Nevermore, Tone Joker, Warhammer, Melanie. All of us had such a good time having lunch there with Revit. Right after that, he took us to, what's it called? Cactus Music Record Ranch. Now that wasn't too far a drive from there. I will say this, everywhere we were, and maybe it was just our location, again, Houston is vast. Everywhere we were and went, it seemed like it was 45 minutes one way. Until we got in the car with Revit, and then it was a little more, straightforward. But even then, the distances to get to things are quite vast. They say things are bigger in Texas, even the distance is longer. But hey, totally cool. Again, it was fun. So he took us to the Cactus Music Record Ranch, and as we're pulling up, there's looks like this old pub. It's got a deer head. I'll put a picture of it up here so you can see, called The Stag. And he was telling us, you know how Revit stories are. He's telling us about all kinds of fights in the parking lot, doing this and doing that, and all this crazy shit. And it looks like the kind of a place that absolute insanity could take place, okay? So that was cool, but right across the street from that is the Cactus Music Record Ranch. Really cool store. I guess it's like a baby Amoeba music, you know what I mean? If I were to compare it to that for something I've experienced, if you've been to Amoeba, it's got a large variety, it's got a back room with stuff, it's got a good metal section, a lot of vinyl, and it was really cool to go see that store. I bought the Doom War Crimes from there. I should have taken the cellophane. Yeah, you know what? Took the cellophane off right there. I was there with Matt Nevermore, and he was hooking me up. Matt Nevermore said I got this on Nevermore's recommendation. I mean, I've heard of Doom, I've listened to Doom. I don't own a ton of Doom, so I own some now. So thank you, Nevermore. I'm gonna hook up with this. So I got this over there at the Cactus Record Ranch. That was awesome. And now I think that's the only vinyl I got there. We took a bunch of pictures there and stuff. I'll put some of those up. I was able to get this. Revit was busting my balls for taking it just for a minute or two. Because I asked the guy that worked there, I'm like, hey, we're going to that show tomorrow night. Can I take this off the workboard? And he's like, yeah. So I took it off and I'm walking out with it. And Revit's all, hey, man, what the fuck? Where you going with that? No, that's not cool, man. The show's was fucking awesome. That guy, again, fucking character. So either way, I didn't let his guilt stop me. I still took it because the gentleman working there said I could have it. So I have a authentic Texas flyer for the show, or at least one of the types of flyers that they put up. So I got that at the Cactus as well. So we moved on there from the Cactus Record Store. Again, we all piled in Revic's race wagon. Just kidding. But, you know, just kidding. I didn't get raped. At least that I remember. Just kidding. Either way, now it was time to head over to a legendary place that I've been able to buy some stuff through Instagram on, and I know Francisco and all these guys promote the place a lot here in the Houston area. Carl, everybody knows this place. We got to go to the almighty motherfucking Sound Exchange, and I know all of us were beyond excited to go there. Melanie and I were in there, and we were talking to each other going, the metal section alone was 3 times bigger than the biggest metal section I've seen out here. Now, I'm not counting places like Amoeba and all that. It's just a big store, okay? But if you're going to a littler store like the Sound Exchange, the metal section is half a rack, you know, of a room. And it's got like an all Texas metal section, and then just it varies on from there. So I bought a bunch of stuff. I got to meet Kurt, one of the owners over there. Shout out Kurt. I got to see the DRI album that Francisco was talking about, that they helped make the cover on there with their signatures. That thing wasn't cheap, boy. I tell you what, it'd be a nice Christmas thing. That sucker, I'll show a picture of it here. I'll show you the price. It's a pretty unique piece of Dirty Rotten Number South history. But either way, I'm going to show you. I was going to do this stuff in that mailbox of killer shit, but fuck it. I'm going to show you guys all the cool stuff I got while I was at Sound Exchange. And again, Revic took us in there, and he unleashed us to the store, you know, so that was really cool. Again, thank you, Revic, for the personal tour, man, and like driving us around in your car. You didn't have to do that. What was that? Yeah. Let's just show out Goat Throne. I got the Vilkoslak. I don't know how to say it. Vilkoslak. I got these over at Sound Exchange. That's a Goat Throne record release. I got the cassette. Oh, sorry. Am I holding that right? Yes. All right, so I got those. Shout out Goat Throne Records. Got to meet Aaron, by the way, at the Heavy Metal Market. Partied with Aaron at JT Ojimon that night. Aaron's a fucking really cool dude. So I got those. I think he probably still has a few of these over at Goat Throne. I think he has some of these. I saw he had them at the Heavy Metal Market. So go check that out. And then, I was there with Melanie Loves Death Metal, so who better to have with you to suggest awesome new fucking recommendations for death metal. So I got Gutricide on Melanie's recommendation. I swear I know how to talk. Still learning how to talk again after screaming all night on Saturday. This looks like here, it says Corpse Gristle Records out of Texas. Corpse Gristle Records. I haven't opened these yet. I mean, I've only been home a couple days. I cannot wait to go through these. But there's Gutricide. I got that there on Melanie Loves Death Metal. And while I was in Houston, I've only heard of this stuff. I don't own it. I know, I have Slayer. Getting to know all you fuckers. Now I know SA Slayer, so I had to buy some SA Slayer. I guess I know some. The prices are good, so fuck it. The prices on there. Kurt had really good prices. SA Slayer, I had to get that while I was in town. San Antonio Slayer. I was in Houston, obviously, but that's who we're talking about. You got to go for the throat, prepare to die. So awesome to be able to pick that up. Very reasonable price too, by the way, there at Kurt. So got myself some SA Slayer, and then I got Annihilator right there. Okay, had to get some Annihilator. Right, the prices were so damn good. Speaking of Doom, I got some more Doom. This time I got Kurt. Got Total Doom. Kurt. So fuck yeah. I tell you what, Kurt or Francisco, if you watch this, I want to let you know, man, you're not only bringing in people from out of town and all over your local area, and you're boosting the local economy for these littler stores. I'd much rather give a guy like Kurt my money or 1810 Ojimon or something than one of these big box type of venues and stuff like that. So again, you can tell Kurt, big shit-eating grin on his face. He was so excited to see so many metalheads in there, and I mean, each and every one of us got something. It was really cool, and you helped a small business, Fran, and that was really cool of you, because that's, it really was. We went around all these places and got to experience it, but it also helped too. At least I hope, So anyways, I got the Doom. I had to get this. Mel saw this in the rack and then waited and watched. And as soon as I came back with it, she was like, I knew you were going to get this. I mean, come on, we all know I fucking love thrash. I had to get this Hyrax 10-inch. I don't have a ton of 10 inches either. Blasted in Bangkok. You're getting great prices on this stuff. All made it back in my luggage safely, which was cool. I ended up having to check my bag at the last second on the fucking flight home, and I was like, uh-oh, hope my vinyls don't get crushed, but everything came home safely. Shout out United Airlines for making that fucking happen. So Hyrax, had to get that. All right, let's see what else. I got some flyers for the heavy metal market. I'm going to keep one, but I'll be sending these out with some giveaways or whatever, just for people for fun. You can have your own little flyer there. I also bought, while I was at 1810 Ojaman, I have this on vinyl, but I had to get Hextea on tape. Got that up in Noelia there. Thank you. Shout out Noelia. She's doing some stickers and stuff. My kid wants the red one, so he's taking the red one. But yeah, so shout out Hextea. Fucking finally got on that. Got that on cassette. And I got some sketchy stuff. Can't really show you too much of it, but there it is. Got a sketchy cassette. I ain't getting shut down. And then I have, well, one of these is mine. But the Fomorians bought a few of the Eat the Decay tapes from last year that were sold there this year. A couple have already spoken for. This one's mine. So I got that, but I do have 2 extra floaters that are going to be for whoever. You don't know. They might end up being for a little fun giveaway for those of you that weren't able to go. Still get a chance to get that stuff. Also, I want to say again, thank you, Francisco, and thank you, Chris Mezaduras. Honor meeting you, and Andy Jones too, meeting you fucking legendary dudes who I've heard your music for the years. It's cool to meet you in person, even though I know Andy said he thought I was going to annoy him. I had a feeling, and that's okay. Andy, I ain't no bitch. It's all good, man. I'm a real man. I can take it. Hung out with Andy a lot that night. Andy was cool. Also got to hang out with Chris at the house a lot. We talked about our kids and stuff and life. It was really cool. Fran had a really good idea, and I know you've already seen the pictures, and I'll put a picture right across the screen right now of Chris and I when he did this. But when he when he signed my Pestilence from the Dragon Star, Bloodstorm. I was in the house with the man. You saw it. I got pictures. There's Mesmer. Oh, there's the rest of it. But that was really cool. So I was actually happy that made it home in my luggage as well. So Chris, shout out Chris. It was so cool to meet you. So cool to see Chris, Andy, and Richard and JD all play the cover of Iron Fist Motorhead live. That was unexpected. Nobody knew that was happening. That was a complete surprise. So that was really cool. I'll show you one of the. You see that? Grant got the splatter there, and I think the other one. There's the other one. This one. This one. A little different. Oh yeah, this one has this. This one has a picture. That's what I want to show you. Isn't that sick? So again, pleasure to meet you, Chris Mezaduras, man. Cool to got to hang out with him on and off throughout the night in the crowd and stuff. Just a really cool guy. Everybody there was cool. Got to meet Sherman in person from Insecticide. Sherman, you rule. Sherman, I didn't get a lot of video of you guys' stuff. I live streamed the entire set. Hopefully that were on my company Instagram. So if you want to go see that stuff, over there. I'll put up a couple pictures of Sherman and I here. The Insecticide, they closed it out. They were the headliners. That was fucking awesome. And man, it was cool to see the band transition. Okay, Luke Juarez, fucking amazing. I met Luke out in the parking lot, and I don't think I ain't saying anything out of school. I walked to Luke and said, your CD, your album got me laid, young man. And big old grin on his face, and it did. You wanna get the laid, you go get yourself that Luke Juarez CD. It's a great album. Both albums that they have out right now are absolutely amazing. So again, I think we're gonna sort of wrap up my Texas recap here. I don't want to say too much stuff. We're going to be doing another little recap, just Fomorians only recap this Sunday on the Mandatory Metal and Mayhem show. So look for that. And that's just going to be like a little 20, 30 minute segment similar to this. So, no, that's not done yet. Not done yet. I've never been to Buc-ee's. I'm from California. We've got some of the bigger truck stops out here. I can't remember the name of them. Love's, I think, is one of them. That wasn't really a truck stop as much as it was. And a lot of you are going to be like, this guy's an idiot. He's never been to Buc-ee's. But I have not. Buc-ee's was awesome. I don't know. How many gas pumps are there? 80? 100 gas pumps? I couldn't count them. That's how many gas pumps were there. Also, by the way, Texas, you're doing something right. $1.72 a gallon. Holy shit, that's amazing. Haven't seen that number here in California in 20 years. We all know. Anyway, went to Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's, for those of you who have not been, is like, it's like it's not like a Target, but man, it's got everything in it. You can get there and get beef jerky, saltwater taffy, gasoline, a barbecue, a crossbow, a trail cam, incense, a water cooler, anything. Buc-ee's had everything. It was huge. So I can see Buc-ee's obviously I think exists for a lot of these smaller towns too. You got all the gas pumps, and then you could do your own grocery shopping there and Christmas shopping all in the same spot. It was fucking cool as shit. Shout out Buc-ee's. I'll put a picture up. You guys all saw. I took a picture of Buc-ee the Beaver. That place was awesome. So yeah, there's a lot of things that are true about Texas, and a lot of things about that being bigger. I'll back that up. So, anyways, now will be the end of my Texas tornado, whatever the fuck I said, recap. Can't remember what I said. Anyways, all right, metalheads, I will see you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed this recap. I hope to go back again next year. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, Revik. Thank you, everybody. Tone Joker, Melanie, Lee, Miss A, Nevermore. It's fun hanging out with you guys all week and getting to know all you guys even better. And hey, I hope we all get to do it again. Woo! I'm choking to death here. All right, metalheads, stay metal!